Dyslexia is perhaps one of the most overlooked and misunderstood learning disorders. 10 to 15% of Americans have dyslexia, but only a fraction of them are diagnosed and receive help. A common misconception is that dyslexic individuals see words backwards, but that's not the case at all. The disorder does not require corrective eyewear, nor does it require the reader to mentally shift letters around in order to properly read words. Instead, the root of dyslexia is a different brain structure, resulting in struggles in the area of phonological processing. In other words, sound structure, learning how letters make sounds. This can impact all aspects of language, oral and written.
The missing link in learning to read for individuals who are dyslexic is the sound-symbol relationship. In other words, that the letter B represents the sound B, or the letter D represents the sound D. And then there can come the confusion with letters that look similar, B and D, or U and N, one is the other turned upside down, and that U can have several sounds, but N only has one. And this will make blending those sounds into syllables or words difficult as well, so that even a short word like bad can become very difficult and might be read as dab or bab or even dad.
As with any disorder, early detection is the key. Children who are diagnosed typically thrive in schools that are designed to specifically meet their needs. At this school in Atlanta, Georgia, students are taught using the Orton-Gillingham approach, a multi-sensory style of instruction that teaches the structure of the English language in a systematic, sequential, multi-sensory way.
Multisensory means that the students are seeing the letters and they are saying the sounds that the letters represent, and they are tracing or writing the letter at the same time. So it becomes visual and auditory and kinesthetic, all woven together. And as the children learn to associate the symbol, the letter, with the sound it makes, then they go on to blend the sounds into words or syllables like can, and then eventually we'll go on to put those together to be able to read multi-syllable words.
Brain scans have shown us that we can actually retrain the brain through this systematic instruction utilizing the auditory, visual, and kinesthetic neurological pathways. These clinically trained teachers are able to actually enhance a dyslexic student's ability to perceive speech sounds and then in turn link those sounds to letters.
O-W, ow, ow.
Very good, okay.
Brittany Caudell not only teaches the approach today, she's also a former student. She says the difference it made in her life inspired her to teach dyslexic children who are struggling just as she once did.
I understood what it was like to have dyslexia, and I wanted other children to be comfortable with their learning. You know, it's okay to learn differently, and you need a teacher to understand that and to be supportive of that. It's neat because these children, they can now see words and read words that they've spoken most of their life. It's very empowering.
If it's open, you can still put an O over the
Thank
swap.
you so much. You're exactly right.
Learning how to read is difficult enough, and for those with dyslexia, it can seem insurmountable. Thankfully, there are educational havens ready and willing to help dyslexic individuals overcome their biggest challenge.
The mission of the Schenck School is to build a strong educational foundation for students with dyslexia and develop their rich potential.
No one is born knowing how to read. It has to be learned. At the Schenck School, dyslexic students, kindergarten through 6th grade, learn how to do just that. Class sizes are small, 10 students per room, and each lesson is planned specifically for a student or small group using the multi-sensory Orton-Gillingham approach. Here, students learn how to read letters and spell sounds so that they can properly read and spell syllables, then words, and ultimately complete sentences. The Schenck School repeatedly has such high success rates that the school also conducts training and continuing education for teachers outside the school.
Dyslexic students are incredibly intelligent, creative individuals that seem to have a leg up when it comes to out-of-the-box thinking. Yes, they have unexpected difficulties learning to read and spell, but those unexpected difficulties seem to come amongst a multitude of strengths, both intellectual and adaptive.
Students thrive at the Schenck School, and teachers come to work every day knowing that these students are receiving the absolute best education to help them overcome their dyslexia.
Most of our children go on to be fabulous students. It's important for a child to know how they learn and to be in an environment that supports that. We prepare our children to advocate for themselves. It's okay to ask for help, and giving that child self-esteem and confidence to be able to do that is really what helps them to be successful.
Up and down the shore from there and many miles across the water, Frank remarked.
Building foundations, enabling success. The Schenck School.